There's a part of myself that would have wanted my mother to meet Ryan because he is so kind and genuine and he loves me for all the right reasons.
And just told her what her story meant to me, and at the end of my letter I put my email address, and she decided to write me back. I don't know, she loved the fact that I was from Louisiana, and that kind of got her to email me back.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard has officially filed for divorce from her husband, Ryan Anderson, and now we're learning there was no prenuptial agreement. Gypsy filed for divorce on April 8th, which was just 3 days after she got her nose job. On April 10th, TMZ put out this article, Gypsy Rose Blanchard, no prenup with Ryan Anderson, shouldn't be complicated. Gypsy Rose Blanchard recently put pen to paper to make her divorce from Ryan Anderson official, but there's no prenup in place, although the consequences of that are a bit hazy. Sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ Gypsy and her now estranged husband didn't hash out a prenup before they got hitched while Gypsy was still incarcerated because they thought their marriage was the real deal. Louisiana, where they live, is a community property state, so no prenup means each of them will be entitled to half of whatever they've both earned during the marriage, and nearly 2 years in, Gypsy's made a little bundle, which we know from other sources is allegedly $150,000. Our sources say Gypsy had a trust fund set up before the marriage, which specified her earnings from the first season of her Lifetime show, The Prison Confessions of Gypsy Rose Blanchard, were hers alone. It's unclear how much Gypsy and Ryan are worth individually, but we do know they both signed on for a second season of Gypsy's show, and she also released a memoir. Ryan is currently a middle school special ed teacher and appears to own his own home. Finances aside, we're told Gypsy's hoping they can handle the divorce maturely without things getting nasty. She's already decided to let Ryan keep their pup Pixie because of their strong bond. Well, for someone who doesn't want her divorce to get nasty, she sure is spilling the beans to TMZ in whatever media outlets she wants her sources to go talk to. Now, if you follow my channel, you likely already knew about the fact that Gypsy's money from the Lifetime show was put into a trust so that Ryan couldn't touch it. We talked about that in the video I made where the prison emails were leaked from someone that Gypsy was writing to while she was incarcerated, and she talked about her marriage or her relationship with Ryan and how her parents didn't want Ryan to be able to have access to that money. So let's watch a clip from that video. This is the next one. It says, "My dad loves him. My stepmother has always been seemingly supportive, but has her moments that she is only supporting me and not him. So, like a few months ago, when Ryan and I had an argument, she basically sidelined him and told me I should get the marriage annulled, and then if I want to date him later, I can, but it's better to just get the annulment. 3 days before I got married, she told me to wait and talk me out of it. So, I feel like they like him, but I have a certain level of caution. I recently came into some moolah, and so they want my money to be untouchable to him, even though we are married and do want to build a life together." So the moolah she's referring to is the money she made from the Prison Confessions show, and Rachel, who is her ex-best friend, is the one that revealed that it was $150,000. They have high expectations for him to take care of me and provide for me. Like getting our own place is all on his shoulders, and he can't touch any of my money to be able to provide for us. That to me isn't fair. They want him to shoulder the weight of 2 people on one person's salary. With his salary and a little help from my trust fund, we can get a nice house, but my parents won't allow him to do that for us right now. They are still cautious about us getting anything together like a house because they want to make sure he can't get to my money in case we don't work out and end up divorcing, which I understand, but I love Ryan and want to start having children soon. So eventually, they need to trust that he won't take advantage of me and retain my money and let me pitch in something for our stability. Other than that, they like him. So that is a pretty interesting revelation right there. Ryan is a teacher, so teacher salaries aren't great, but Ryan has also been living with his mother pretty much the entire time that Gypsy's been incarcerated. I'm pretty sure they mentioned that During the Lifetime series, Ryan says that he had lived with his mother to help take care of his nephew. So, I mean, obviously Gypsy doesn't want to live with Ryan, so, I mean, if they want to get their own place together, they obviously should both pitch in, right? I mean, am I wrong there? Now, that was just a small clip from that video, so I strongly urge you to go watch the full thing if you haven't already. But as you can see, Gypsy's parents had already made plans to protect this money from Ryan if Gypsy and Ryan were to get a divorce. And I don't think that anyone else that was in the Lifetime show, The Prison Confessions of Gypsy Rose Blanchard, got paid for being in that show. I'm pretty sure that all of the money just went to Gypsy. Rachel also mentioned that Gypsy's parents were sending her money to put on her books and for commissary while she was incarcerated, and when she got out, she paid them back $20,000 from the Lifetime show money. So, I mean, I guess it is what it is, but if you had a child that was in prison, would you require them to pay all that money back to you? I don't know. That's kind of weird to me. It's just my opinion. You could think something else. I just think it's weird to make her pay back every single cent that they sent to her while she was in prison. And it really seems like out of Gypsy's parents, her stepmother Christy is the one that took the most issue with her marrying Ryan.
About 3 months ago, she had called me and she said, Mom, I need to tell you something. Ryan and I want to get married. And I just was silent for a half a minute, I'll say. Don't get married. Why now? Why rush?
Her dad, Rod, has stated in several interviews that he wants to let her live her life and make her own decisions as an adult and to learn from them.
I wish they would wait a little bit, but I mean, it's marriage, it's a piece of paper. She can get a divorce after. They don't have any kids or any assets, so I just want her to be happy.
And while I can understand Gypsy's parents wanting to protect Gypsy and making sure that someone is not marrying her for money, I just think it's a little crazy for her to basically make Ryan move out of his house with his mother and them get their own apartment and expect Ryan to take care of Gypsy and to pay for absolutely everything. I also wonder, out of all the interviews they did when Gypsy was released from prison where Ryan was with her, if only Gypsy was paid for those and not Gypsy and Ryan. I'm going to assume that it was just Gypsy. So when we're talking about going through a divorce and splitting up funds between two people, who had more to lose here? In my opinion, obviously Ryan, because now he's moving out of where he lived. He's now buying a new apartment for them. He took weeks off of work when she first got out of prison to help her get situated and to get all the things that she needed to get done. He lost a job because of their relationship. Those are all things that can be taken into account during this divorce proceeding. And if Gypsy wants this to not be nasty and to be a smooth civil divorce, I don't understand why we're selling all of this information to TMZ. And just from what I've seen of how people are responding to everything that's coming out in the media, people are not buying that Gypsy separated from Ryan because he was controlling and they had arguments and all this. They're not buying it because her being spotted out with Ken in public just days after announcing their separation obviously didn't look good for her. So because of that, it seems like they tried to push a narrative out into the media to spin the story to make Gypsy look better. It seems like every day we're learning something new when it comes to Gypsy Rose Blanchard and her separation from Ryan Anderson. So let me know what you guys think about this down below in the comments. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you could, Please do me a favor and give this video a thumbs up, and if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing, and I'll catch you on the next one.